Live from Casa de Monte Cristo with Dwayne and Marcus. It's smoking section.
This is a special episode.
Yeah, dude.
This is a really good episode.
Yeah, man.
Because I actually brought notes. Because our guest is just, as I was telling him, he just has way too much shit going on that I would have forgot about. So I'm going to read this off. Our guest today
Read it off, man.
has cuts by Florida Georgia Line,
Yep.
Morgan Wallen, Jake Owen, Chris Jansen, Justin Moore, Kel Dodds, John Party, Cole Swindell, and Michael Ray. He has produced Chris Young, Ray Lynn, Cassidy Pope, Low Cash, Kel Dodds, Thousand Horses, Seth Ennis, James Otto, Eric Pesley, Jamie Lynn Spears. He is an ACM nominated, Billboard Music Award nominated, and Grammy nominated.
Yes, sir.
He has 3 number ones. Well, 4. Is it 4 or is it 3?
3 is a writer,
3
5 is a producer.
3 is a writer, 5 is a producer. Hanging On by Chris Young.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Coming Over, which was a 3-week number 1 hit. Think of You featuring Cassidy Pope.
Yep.
That's all I jot down. Current singles he has on the radio right now. Tailgate by Ray Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Mason Ramsey's Famous. Low Cash, Feels Like a Party. And Raised on Country by Chris Young. This is a Georgia boy,
Yes, he is.
Corey Crowder.
What's up, dude?
Corey Crowder.
Yes.
Man,
Told
I
you.
need to take you with me everywhere. You
I
make
don't-
me feel good.
I don't bring notes. I had to bring notes.
Make me feel good about myself.
I don't bring notes. Georgia boy has succeeded
Yes.
and is making things happen.
Doing the damn thing.
He's doing. I'm going to title that "Doing the Damn Thing."
Doing
Damn.
the damn
That's the title of
thing.
the episode.
That's what I'm writing that tomorrow. That's gonna be the title I write tomorrow.
Hey, that 15%.
Hi. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. 15%. Not even in the damn room,
Dang, you drive a hard bargain.
right?
Jeez.
I just want 2. I just want 2. Shit. This is my first time meeting you.
All right.
You're one cool motherfucker.
Thanks, dude.
I've heard a lot about you through Dwayne because you guys go way back.
We do.
But I
Yeah.
also heard a lot about you through Mr. Kel Dodds because you guys go way back. Back
we
to the
go.
quote-unquote American hang.
Dude, Kale and I go back to, Kale was 14 in a band, and they opened for me in Columbus, Georgia, and they were in like a pop punk band, and I was trying to be the next Ryan Adams. I thought I was so cool. I played harmonica, and me and Kale and his brother Chase hit it off. We've been buds for a long time.
Wow.
He's like one of my oldest friends.
How old is he now? He's, 20-something now?
He's gonna kill me, but he's in that 3-0 club, bro.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's in the 3-0 now?
I know. Hey, I wish I looked like he does when I was.
Wow.
I mean, he
Wow.
was good.
I'm about to be in the 3-0 club.
I'm not going to say what club I'm in.
We already know you over the 4-0 club.
Over the hill.
I'm over the hill, but I'm still under.
Oh, yeah.
So, oh, wow. I need a drink after
I
that.
don't even know what that means.
I need a drink after that one.
Hood
Oh,
bonnets.
shit. Man. So, let's talk about the Georgia boy.
All right.
Loganville, Georgia, right?
Yeah.
See, I did my research today.
Yeah.
Told you. I'm on a roll today. I was productive
Dude,
today.
you're crushing it.
So how was the life as the young Corey Crowder growing up?
I was real into sports.
Okay.
I was from a small town, so, none of my family's into music, so music wasn't really a thing for me until maybe high school. I played guitar. My dad was a big pawn shop guy. He likes junk, and he repurposes junk.
Wow.
The old another man's trash, another man's treasure kind of deal.
Yeah.
So dad got me a guitar, and I started taking lessons, but it was just a hobby. Mm-hmm. So growing up in Georgia, I kind of just remember fishing and playing basketball. I was really into basketball. You can ask Dwayne what my skills are like because Dwayne's seen it firsehand.
Okay.
I
Did you
shut
beat
that man
Dwayne?
down.
I'm about to say, did you beat Dwayne?
yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
for those of you who can't see this, Corey Crowder is what 6 foot what?
6'5".
Yeah.
I might have shrunk by it since I measured last.
But hold on, let's go back to this basketball thing. See,
Oh, here we go.
me and Crowder, we was on the road. We was hanging out in Kensaw and everything. I was tired. I think I woke up the next
I'm
morning.
hearing excuses.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
I think I smoked a blunt that morning.
Oh my God.
And Crowder was like, "Hey man, let's go hang out. Let's go shoot some ball." I'm like, "All right." I didn't know he was a hoop star. I just wanted to go throw the ball in the hoop. That's all I wanted
You
to
thought
do.
I was a nerdy white dude that had no game, and you were just so confident. He was talking so much shit on the ride down to Georgia. I was like, Dwayne, if you don't quit, we're going to find a basketball court. He was like, let's go. Let's do it. We get out there. I'll never forget. I was like, you go first, superstar. Air ball. He was like, oh, man, give me that again. That ball that's not regulation ball. Is that goal 12 feet tall? What's going on there?
Man, it was ugly.
Oh man.
It was so ugly that I still today want my rematch.
I'll be a referee.
You
for
can
that.
have it anytime.
I'll be a
Okay.
spectator.
Okay.
I'll be a spectator for that. I'll be playing. I got 2 left feet on that one.
Yeah, I'm blunt free this time. Yeah, let's go.
Dude, we did a
Should
Tree
put that on
Vibes.
YouTube.
Yeah. We did a Tree Vibes basketball team last year, and that shit was funny, dude. It was like we thought because we were all used to play basketball in high school, and so we all thought like, oh man, a bunch of songwriters, this will be fun. We'll crush them. Dude, we were like C League, so not best, not next to best, but not the worst league, and we got our asses kicked every game. I couldn't make it up and down the court 3 or 4 times without asking for a sub. I was like, dang, this running up and down the courts for the birds.
Woo! That's too much to handle.
Too many cigars.
I'm not running up and down the court anytime soon. That ain't happening.
Yeah,
Let alone up and
I
down
think
the
I
damn
lasted
court.
like 2 games, and I was like, man, y'all don't need me on that team. Oh, I'm sorry. I diverted your whole question. I don't even know what we're talking about.
That's perfect. That's fine. Fine with me. Oh, this is gonna be a great episode.
Yes.
I can already tell. This is gonna be great. So, when did you move to Nashville? Because you went to California first, didn't you?
No. I went to. So I signed this kind of indie Christian record deal with this label called Tooth and Nail, and I went to Seattle and made a record.
That's right.
And then that didn't really go so hot. I moved to Nashville, and I just wasn't really very like my music wasn't very Christian, so it just didn't really fit, So it just crashed and burned, and so I kind of rebooted. I went back to Georgia, and I started playing bars, just trying to do the country, bar gigs, playing 4 hours a night, which is brutal. Ugh. I mean, no voice, just.
I don't know how some of these guys do it, because I know some people that play downtown Nashville. They do doubles down there, which is
It's brutal.
It's
dude.
straight 8 hours.
Right.
Of
You
just
can only
singing.
play Wagon Wheel so many times.
Oh my God! now it's Whiskey Glasses by Morgan Wallen.
Oh, yeah.
You can only play that something, and Bear Never Broke My Heart.
Oh, dude, I bet that's in the bars every night.
Oh man.
Yeah. And by the way, shout out to, just in case you listen, Randy Montana about to have his first #1 song with that one. That thing's jammer. Yeah, so I made a record in Seattle. I kind of crashed and burned here in Nashville. Moved back home. I started selling T-shirts as a side hustle, as T-shirt printed, like all the bands that I ever toured with.
Oh wow.
I was just calling them up. And this one guy, one of my clients was this guy at Music Business School at UGA. His name's Bruce Birch. He was like a big publisher, songwriter, all kind of things here in Nashville for a long time, 80s and 90s. And he had started the music business program down at UGA.
Okay.
Dwayne was actually, who was at Sony Records, and he was going down and basically kind of talent searching there in Athens. And I'm sure you've heard, he's probably talked about this before, but Dwayne kind of had like a frustrating day or week, as he told it. He didn't really find anything he was super excited about. And Backyard Country is this like 94.9 The Bull down there in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Every Saturday night they play locals only. So my wife submitted my song because I was too prideful to do it. And she submitted my song, and they played it right on the hour at 9, right when it started. And Bruce and his girlfriend were on a date, and Bruce heard the song, and then they said, that was Corey Crowder with Love. And so Bruce called me and was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, why are you in Georgia playing bars selling T-shirts?
Yeah.
So he brought me to Athens. Literally 2 days later, I met Dwayne. Dwayne brought me to Nashville about 2 weeks later, and they signed me on the spot I was in the parking lot, and Doin was like, dude, they want to give you a record deal. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Holy shit.
I mean, out of the blue for me, dude. And so I called Laney, and I was like, we moving back to Nashville. So we did. And we've been here ever since.
Holy
Isn't that crazy?
shit.
But wait a minute.
Did I skip something good?
Yeah, you skipped something real good.
Crap.
So I go down and I meet Crowder and everything, and we're talking at UGA. And I remember I said, hey, man, Crowder, you know, why don't you come back to Nashville? And Crowder looked at me and said, nah, man, not going to do it. I've been there, done that. I'm not coming back. I was like, just do it one more time. One more time. And Crowder probably don't know this, but when I was scouting down there and everything, Crowder was my first signing. Like, I was fresh out the gate.
Really?
I went down there and I was scouting. I did this talent expo, and I was using that to sit there and maybe have some signing going on. Crowder wasn't even in the expo. And I heard the song, and I'm just like, well, shit, man. Like, let's try to do something. And Crowder was actually my first signing to Sony.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I love that.
That is some shit.
What's up?
That is some shit.
Isn't that awesome?
That's one hell of a first signing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know I didn't know he was your first signing. Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm touched by that.
On the spot.
I'm touched.
Cool, man. Doin was literally my first friend in Nashville. I mean, literally, I didn't know anybody here. So Doin showed me the ropes, dude. I mean, when I got into town, Doin took me to all the cool spots, introduced me, took me to all the parties, you know.
Yeah.
It was good. I got a big head start knowing Doin.
How many drunk nights do you have about Doin? Can you tell any drunk stories about Doin?
Oh yeah, I got
We're
plenty.
gonna put Doin on the spot tonight.
I got
Alright.
plenty. Dude, I got a good one that we hadn't talked about in a while.
What's that?
This is a Jules story.
You talking about the fight?
No.
Oh.
Oh no. This is even better. So Jules has a thing for cows. Did you know this?
No.
Oh yeah, Jules has a big thing for cows, dude.
What?
And
Yeah.
and so we went out one night, and I like dared her. I can't remember where we were at. It was like a cow print pillow. She was obsessed the whole night. She was like rubbing it. She was like, "This pillow is awesome," and I was like, "You won't take that pillow." And I swear, me and Doin forgot about it. We were drinking, having a good time. We walked out on the road, and she was like, "Who won't?" She pulled it out of her purse. I was like, "Damn, yes!" It was awesome. I was like, Jules came to play.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, my wife's gangster, man.
Yeah, dude. That was
Oh,
awesome.
now I see why you married her.
I love that. So she
Gangster.
was like, don't dare me to take some.
She took that shit. I forgot about that. She did take that
It was
shit.
funny, dude. I've never forgot that. I think about that all the time. Anytime I see cow print something, I think about that.
And we still got that fucking pillow, too.
Of course she do. She ain't letting nothing cow print go.
No.
You gotta keep the evidence. You
Yeah.
gotta
Oh
keep
my
the evidence.
gosh. Oh yeah. One time I fell asleep on Dwayne's boat. Dwayne had a boat he called the Honey Badger.
Here's the thing. Because I'm going to pick a bone with Doin right here on recorded line here.
Okay. Well, we doing this tonight? Okay. I thought we was talking to Crowder.
Uh-oh.
Me and Doin are friends. Mm-hmm. Doin is one of my only friends that I've never been to his house. He keeps saying to me, I'm gonna invite you over. We can have some cookouts and put some on the grill. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Summer's almost over.
Hey, but the grill was still burned.
But the grill's still burning. But I'm not there.
The meat will still cook. That's hilarious, dude. I love you just busting his balls. Busting his balls as soon as we walked in.
As soon as yeah.
What kind of cigar you want? I want a mild. You ain't moved up to medium yet.
Bitch.
You gonna be a bitch tonight or what?
All right. I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm out. Y'all got this.
Dwayne, was good to see you, bro.
Yeah, right?
Hey, good to see y'all too, man. I'll holler at y'all later. We'll see
There goes all the sound and all the equipment, all gone.
Yeah.
all the editing.
All the editing.
See how good this podcast goes without the audio guy.
Oh shit. Anyway, no, I got much love for Doin. Much love.
Thank you.
So
Thank
you got signed to Sony as an artist.
Right.
Was that for Christian? Was that for Christian music? Or
No,
what
that's
was
for country
that
music.
was for country
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a developmental deal.
Yeah.
So kind of the way they don't really do those anymore, to my knowledge. But it's basically, well, they bring you to town, you write songs, you do the whole thing, and they look for songs, and then you cut 4 or 5 sides, and then they decide whether they want to keep it. And kind of in the middle of all that, they had kind of a regime change at Sony, where some of the leadership moved out and some new leadership moved in, and so a lot of people at my level of like kind of development just kind of got canned in that process. And so
that sucks.
Which was the worst thing that's ever happened to me, for sure.
Right.
I wouldn't change the way that went down. Well, maybe the way it went down, but I wouldn't change.
You wouldn't change it happening.
I wouldn't change it happening for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Very thankful that it happened.
It was a blessing in disguise.
No doubt.
It was a blessing in disguise. I was
No
talking
doubt.
about that the other day with someone about something that happened personally with the guy, and I'm like, that's a blessing in disguise, because if you had went through with what you were going to go through with, ain't no telling what would have.
Yeah.
What could have gone wrong? What
That's
would
a
have ended up
hook,
happening?
dude. Blessing in disguise is a hook.
Yeah.
That's good.
There you go. I want 10% of that.
He got 15. Why don't you only get 10?
Nope. I'm not going to go ahead and
Like
try to.
almost Shark Tank.
Yeah, I'm not going to go ahead and try to pick everything off. I won't be in the room, so I'll take off 5%, so I'll be 10%. I won't be in the
my
room.
God.
You do all the work. I just want 10%. That's all.
Yeah, I just want my name on
I just want my name on it.
Yeah.
Really and truly. That's really what I want, is my name on it. So if you get that Grammy, hey, I got a Grammy, y'all.
Somebody's going to listen to this podcast and write that hook, and it'll be a big old hit.
And I'll be pissed.
We'll both be pissed.
I'll be pissed.
Well, y'all better write
Or we
that.
can sue. We can sue.
Yep.
We can do some type of lawsuit or something.
That's a story. That's a story of every songwriter's life. You're like, I said that hook one time in a bar.
Someone probably heard it.
Nobody heard it.
Nobody.
No, we're all writing the same songs. There's no hook's really that unique.
There's a lot of people who try to do that shit.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God, the lawsuits are coming through with this shit.
Right.
This town. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
I
really?
know.
Come on. So you got signed Sony, you did a development deal. You got canned, in your words. What was next? Like, what did you? How did you feel about it? Like, because you were, I'm sure you were like down about it and things that you had just up and move your life basically.
Yeah.
To Nashville, and for that to happen, it's like, well, shit. I didn't want to come to Nashville in the first fucking place,
Right.
and I got convinced to come here again, and then I got canned. So it's like, well, what the fuck do I do now?
You know, maybe it's because I've had a lot of years to like process it, but I don't think I spent any days like crying in the bed,
Right.
You know, or like questioning. I knew I was supposed to be in Nashville, and that
Okay.
was just the means that brought me here. So I never really questioned that. And my wife's super, super, super supportive. So she definitely wouldn't have let me get in that headspace. So, man, I just kept trucking. I tried the artist thing a little bit, but you know, as I kind of like went after it again, I kind of discovered that I wasn't as fired up about it as I used to be. You know, what was really firing me up was writing songs and being in the studio. And I really didn't have much of a desire to play anymore. You know, I just like had lost that for some reason. And so I made a decision. I cut a couple things with some buddies, Kerry Barlow and some of the Luna Halo guys. And that was really fun. It was good for me to like that be my last thing that I had, you know, done.
Right.
Because it was so fun and like no pressure.
Right.
You know, I didn't have any management. I had like fired my manager. I pretty much cleaned house. I had a publishing deal with Universal still.
Right.
But I just went and cut some songs to like remember what it was like to love music. And from there, it's just been kind of, you know,
You went back to the basics.
head down writing songs and producing, you know. And so, yeah, I never really like got too down and out about the record deal thing.
Wow. Yeah, you went back to. Sometimes you have to go back to the basics in order to move forward.
Strip it all away and just
You got to clean house, clean the slate, and just kind of just start over and like
reboot.
refine your passion, refine your love for it, and just go for it.
But let me tell you, man, Crowder had these songs, man. He had one called Down on the Creek, Baby Don't Leave Me, The Sound of Love. I was waiting for those songs.
I didn't see those songs when I went to research you.
Those songs never came out.
Oh well, damn! I want to hear those songs.
Those are just underground little demos. The first few years were basically songwriting boot camp here in Nashville. It was like I had never co-written. I told the story the other day, and I couldn't believe. I mean, in such a short time, I didn't even know. I mean, I came to town, and Dwayne and Jim at Sony were like, "Hey, who do you want to write with in town?" And I was like, "Man, I don't even know any writers' names. I didn't even know I know anything about the culture of songwriting or anything. So the first 3 or 4 years, I was writing like 2 and 3 songs a day. It basically just like going to the driving range, just like just getting my drive longer and straighter every time, to the point where every 100 songs I would write, I'd write a couple that were like bangers, and you're like, ooh, I'm starting to figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thankful for the first few years to grind it out, and I got in the room with a bunch of badasses,
number one hit writers.
Me so much about songwriting. So I really did get to skip ahead. I mean, part of it is figuring out like what your thing is and like
how you want to say it.
I embraced a long time ago. Like,
what's your language?
Yeah, I'm not going to be on every record that ever comes out, because I might not be the best songwriter fit for that particular artist.
Right.
But for this one, I might be a home run every time we write, because it's like right in my wheelhouse.
Right.
So you just kind of like, instead of trying to be everything, just be really good at what you're good at.
Right.
And
Right.
You're so right. I wrote with a bunch of the like legends, and I learned that was one of the first lessons I started to learn.
Yeah,
it was like I need to figure out what my thing is,
Right. Because once you do, then you're off to the races. You're running with the horses now.
That's right.
You get nominated for Grammys and Billboard Music Awards and ACMs and 3-week number ones.
Isn't that crazy?
So I have a question.
Hit me.
How was it when you got your first number one?
Oh man!
I want to know how was that mailbox dance? 18 months later, I didn't want to know about the date. 18 months later, how was that mailbox dance?
Dude.
Did you bring out some kid and play? Did you wife bring out some kid and play on that one or what?
Man, you see that Jeep in the parking lot?
Yeah,
that was what it was. I told myself I'm gonna buy myself a Jeep when I have a number one. So that was literally the first thing I did.
Wow!
Once I had that first check, I was like, here we go. Let's go buy my Jeep. First number one, man, it's a relief. It's kind of because you believe it. You believe in yourself enough to say, I think I'm capable of writing a number one song.
Right.
But you do just kind of always view it as like, man, but that's probably never going to happen to me, and it does. It feels very relieving. It's like Nicole Gallion said this one day to me. I think it was the first write after I had that hit. She said, feels like you're on the practice squad. It doesn't matter how good of a practice you have. You ain't getting in the game. And it doesn't matter. You could have the best. You could drain threes all day, and you still practice squad.
Right.
And And she said, but when you have your first hit, it's like they put you on the lineup. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so now, like, you're getting in the game, and like you have a chance to score and hit threes, and the better you play, then you're starting, right?
The more time you get.
And it was just a cool analogy, especially coming from a basketball background. I was like, man, that is what it feels like. Because it felt so daunting. You'd be like, man, I don't even know if I want to write a song today. Because even if we wrote a hit, nobody'd ever hear it. It's probably imaginary, but for a songwriter, it does feel like that. Once you have that first hit, you're like, oh my God, like we can do this. Like what I do today could be a hit in a year. So we need to take it way serious.
Right.
And make every line perfect and make every melody dope and make the track sick so that it because every song could be the next, and so it was the first time I'd felt that.
I keep telling everybody, I'm like, as a songwriter, that 18 months later after the waiting period of getting your first royalty check from that number one hit,
man, it's crazy and
it takes that long first of all to get paid.
Crazy to make money from a song. I mean, just something you made up, with some friends of yours.
With some friends.
And then they paid you a lot of money. It's crazy.
Ooh. That's pretty much what it is.
That's weird.
I'll split it 4 ways.
Well, then I need to cash my ticket in there. Let me. I'm just gonna show Marcus this over here. Let me cash my ticket in.
Oh my God, he has it. Yes, dude.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's real.
Wow. I need to get one of those.
Yep.
I'm gonna send this to Jimmy Allen.
Truck. Laney and I talk about that a lot about the truck. I'm like, if I ever make stupid money one day, I'm just gonna surprise Doin, and I'm gonna send him like a complete,
fully loaded, custom made.
Nah, just a rust bucket, and be like, I told you I'd buy a truck, and Dwayne's gonna be just to see what he says. Nah, dude, I wanted that F-150.
I want the F-150 full, but it gotta have a sunroof.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's some funny
I'll
shit.
chainsaw you a sunroof in that rust bucket.
Okay, thank you.
That's funny. I made a deal with one of my friends. And I told her, as we made a deal, I want to say maybe 5-6 years ago, 4 years ago actually. And I said, first person between two of us make $1 million, we buy the other person their dream car. I don't know how far along she is with making that $1 million. Neither one of us is pretty close to it, so at this point in time, we ain't buying each other shit. But Chipotle.
$1 million ain't $1 million. It's really about 650 because the government takes
because the government taxes,
and then you pay this person and this person and this person, and then you got to dig yourself out of debt, and then
get that.
It ain't
get that.
It ain't really that.
It ain't really that. By the time you're done, you probably had 300,000.
Isn't that something?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Oh man, all the days. So your first pub deal, because I know you went a long time without a pub deal after Universal.
I went a few months. It wasn't a long time, but that was because Kent Earls at Universal really did me a good service, and he let me know ahead that they weren't going to pick my deal up. So he gave me paid time to find a new home, which I really thought was a super classy, awesome move on his part. And he even gave me like names and like people that he thought I should call, and like because his hands were tied. I mean, I get it. It's a numbers game, and so it's just like sports. It's like you never take it personal. You just
It's a business.
It's a business, and friendships are friendships, and business is business. And so it's like that was one of those deals where he did me right, and I had time before I was gone to kind of transition, and I ended up going with Liz Rose and Warner Chappell for about 3.5, 4 years.
For those of you who don't know who Liz Rose is, she basically wrote the first 2 Taylor Swift albums.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl Crush.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then one song off a Red album.
She taught Taylor how to write songs, man.
Yeah. Songs About Rain by Gary Allen. She wrote
song.
that. That's one of my favorite country songs of all time.
It's a great song. I always forget she
Rainy
wrote that.
night in Georgia.
Oh.
Kentucky rain.
Hey everybody, that's Marcus over there on the vocals.
No, actually that was Corey Crowder singing or singing. He threw his voice is what happened.
It's a cigar. It's getting
It's a
to me.
cigar. It's good. So tell us a story about Liz. How did that come about? And
Liz and I had worked on Jamie Lynn Spears together. She was really a big part of writing a bunch of stuff with Jamie Lynn, and they had been hunting like a young, hungry producer that could really dedicate lots of time. And I was willing to do anything, and I was especially something like Jamie Lynn Spears was awesome, man. I was excited. I liked the music they had, and so Liz and I had a great time working on that. And then I just told her, I was like, hey, I'm looking for a publishing deal. I'm not even sure if you'd be interested, but I'm meeting with people. And she was like, of course we'd be interested. And so we moved down the field pretty quick, and
Jamie Lynn Spears, she is one of the coolest people I've ever met in this industry. So she was, so I used to book at a bar here. It's now Bolton's, where Bolton's is at now.
Oh, yeah.
So I booked her. She was not billed like on the bill. She was a surprise guest because I knew her manager, Trista.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
And
he's awesome.
yeah, he lives in Texas now.
Yeah, he does.
And Tristan had told me, he's like, hey, I got this girl. Can we just come out and bring her out, like, play a little bit? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, well, who is she? And he's like, it's Jamie Lynn Spears. And I'm like, fuck yeah. In my mind, because at that time, a rookie in the industry, rookie in Nashville rather, it's like, well, this can lead to this can lead to that, this can lead, maybe we'll get Britney out there. Never happening, but never happening. But that's what wishful thinking and being young in the industry was like. Well, maybe she'll just pop in. And Jamie Lynn Spears came, and she was phenomenal.
Yeah, man, she's awesome.
Like, her vocals are just so damn good.
It's cool and smoky, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and she's very humble.
Oh yeah.
I almost want to say that it's night and day as far as personalities with Britney and Jamie.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, you can still tell they're sisters.
Yeah.
Because of their relationships and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's natural when you're siblings.
Yeah.
You kind of take on different personalities
Yeah.
just to survive.
Just to survive in your own right. Yeah. And she was just so down to earth. I'm like, that's really cool. So it's when I saw her name come on your list today, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, man, that was like the first big thing that I produced, and and it really opened a lot of doors.
Mm-hmm.
I met a lot of the studio guys I still use on records. I met from that session.
Wow.
Derek Wells, who's now multi-ACM guitar player of the year.
I'm about to say that name sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I mean, he's award-winning and like played on every record you've ever heard. You know, I mean, he's so talented. But I met Derek and I met all those guys through that time period. So
wow,
it was Jamie Lynn was a really. I mean, I feel like my production career really took off from that project.
Wow. So tell us about the day you met Chris Young.
I was playing in a softball game with Church League and Josh Hogue, which is a buddy from way back.
Who also created Whiskey Jam.
That's right.
Right.
And Josh called me, and me and Josh have been writing, and Josh was kind of at the same point in his career I was, where he'd given up an artist career. He was trying to make a living being a songwriter, and he'd had a couple cuts. And anyway, him and Chris were buddies from the bar, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to write with Chris Young tomorrow?" And so I was like, yes. So I canceled my write, and we wrote the next day, and we ended up cutting the first song we wrote on the record, the first record.
Really? What song was that?
Alone Tonight. And that was the first song we ever wrote together.
Really?
Yeah. And I remember we were 2 or 3 songs in, and I went to hang out at Tin Roof with Chris and Josh. And Chris was like, "Man, those demos sound so good, dude." I was like, "Oh man, I'm not a mixer or anything, man. Those are just ideas." And he was like, "Don't ever say that about yourself." He was like, "You're badass." He was like, "In fact, I would love for my records to sound like these demos." And I was like, "Oh, well, we could do that." and we started those conversations then, and yeah, man, I would swear it was just a couple months later, he was like, "Man, I want to make my records with you. I'd love to co-produce, and I think it'd be fun to do that with you." And we've been partners ever since.
How many years ago was that?
5 or 6.
5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And crushing it.
Crushing nonstop.
Crushing it.
That's my homie, man. We've had a lot of success together, but it's also like, I don't know, we've lived a lot of life together, you know? I mean, both of our careers have kind of exploded together. You know, he was obviously way more established than I was, but I mean, his career since we started working together, both have exploded together. It's been fun to kind of rise, you know, as buddies.
As buddies together.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the Kenny Chesney and Tim McGraw thing.
Yeah.
Because they rose together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's phenomenal. So tell us about the session of you writing Think of You.
Man, I had this idea. Laney and I have been together since I was 16, 20 years together. So I don't really.
Is that high school? That is high school.
That's
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
High school sweetheart.
Yeah. So I really don't have, I don't have any heartbreak experience. So even though, I try to write heartbreak songs when it's appropriate, I don't have a whole lot of life experience with it, right? So
Right.
Laney and I were talking, because one of our friends had just gotten divorced, and I was like, man, that would suck so bad, because all of our friends are the same at this point in life, and we've been together since we were kids, so we don't have any separate anything, you know? It's like all the same, you know? We like the same stuff, and so I just had this idea, because everybody, the first thing they say if they know me is, "How's Laney doing?" It's probably the first thing you said to me when I walked in earlier. Yeah. That was where the idea came from. I texted the boys. I was like, man, I got a duet idea, which is nobody ever says they want to write a duet. Because if it doesn't get cut by the person you're writing it with, it'll pretty much never get cut.
It'll never get cut.
This is a hard one because there's not that many every year, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And we wrote it. Emily Shackleton sang on the demo. Chris played a guitar pool with Cassidy a couple weeks later, called me and was like, "I got the girl. It's Cassidy Pope. She's the best singer I've heard in a long time." I was like, well, let's make it happen. And there it is. The rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Cassidy's vocals are just phenomenal.
Dude, we freaked out over her in the studio. It was the first time I'd ever met her. She came in, and she sang. She had learned the song in and out. I was kind of prepared to have to walk somebody through harmony parts. She'd already got her parts down. She'd learned Emily's parts and then made them her own. And then it hit the bridge, and she went off on the bridge, and me and Chris were like little kids in the control room. It was
really cool.
Those are little gifts. Those hooks like that.
Yeah.
Just it's from a real place. It's just so rare, you know, that you have a story. A lot of songs are just like a title, and that one was always a story. You know, it was just kind of the what if.
And it's so relatable.
Right. Shoot, half of marriages end in divorce. So, most relationships end in breakups.
Right. especially them long-term ones. And yeah, it's so crazy. It's such a good fucking song.
Thanks, dude. I love that song. That's one of my favorites.
Wow. So now you're signed with Tree Vibes.
Yeah.
Which is owned by FGL.
Yep.
And you got Raylan over there.
That's right.
Who else is over there? Is Morgan Wallen over there? No,
Kanan Smith. Yeah, Jordan Schmidt
is over there.
Yeah.
Y'all got some heavy hitters, y'all, and they've been kicking out some hits over there.
Yeah, man.
It's really so. And now, but you just produced Cassidy Pope's album,
Right.
And you produced Raylan as well.
That's right.
Are you currently doing that now? I heard she's recording now.
Yeah, 2 new songs coming out pretty soon.
Okay.
In the next couple months. And man, all this new Raylan stuff's real good, dude. It's like Dolly Parton and Cardi B had a baby. It's I'm serious.
What
it's awesome.
a combination.
Yeah. So it's like old school throwback country melodies and like country lyric, but it has some ass on it. It's like,
wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like different. I've never heard anything like it. It's
because I love Tuggate.
Thanks, man.
I love Tuggate.
You wrote that on the Tree Vibes bus.
Did you really?
Yeah, in Key West.
Yeah.
Of all places.
Yeah, I love Tuggate. Yeah, of all places.
Yeah.
Key West. I do love Tuggate because I think that's one of her best songs that she's released.
Wait till you hear this song that's about to come out called Keep Up.
Okay.
That's the jam. It's the perfect example of what I'm saying about the Cardi B and Dolly Parton thing. It's a hot one.
Well, we know where you got that Cardi B side because let me tell you, y'all, Crowder, man, we used to go to Atlanta, and he used to take me to the clubs down there. And let me tell you, Crowder get in the clubs, and he's a totally different dude. That's all I got to say. He's totally different dude.
I feel like Doin is a totally different dude in the clubs.
Man, I turn up.
We've never been out in the club together.
We haven't been out in a club.
We should probably change that. Sorry, Jules. I'm taking him out one night.
I did, man. I have that side to me. I loved hip hop in the '90s, and so like I do have that side of me, being from Atlanta.
Oh shit! I think we need to all go to the club one day.
Man,
MJQ is this awesome club. I don't even know if it's there anymore. Probably not, but it was an underground club, so it was weird. You kind of walk into it, and it looked like it was in just the parking lot, and there was just like this rogue door, and there was this doorman. You walk down these sketchy steps, and then it's this awesome. I mean, one night we were there, and they were doing like a for real dance battle.
Yeah,
like an actual dance battle, like you see in the movies, but it was in real life.
Wow,
it was dope. It was one of the coolest things I've seen.
And then afterwards, Crowder will always take me to this one spot, man, and they will have these goldfish cheeseburgers.
What?
Goldfish cheeseburgers.
Yeah, dude. Outside of Peachtree Tavern was this country club, and next door they had this. Upstairs they had this like frat bar. I don't remember what it was called. And then next door it was this club, like for real, like just dance club. A lot of times I'd play Peachtree Tavern, and then we'd go next door and club after the show.
Right.
And but they had this little trailer, food truck set out outside, and this joker made cheeseburgers, and then he put a layer of goldfish crackers on top, and then he put the bun on, and it was so good.
So good.
Because now I'm like thinking like maybe I should go home and try to make that myself.
I just can't. I'm just envisioning you like heating up a microwave burger and slapping some goldfish on it.
Just slapping some goldfish right on top of it. Some
It'd
cheese.
probably be good.
It probably would be.
I mean,
That's
like
some
cheese
shit I
on a
made in
burger.
college.
It's good, man. There was something about the specific. You ever had burgers at a baseball field, like rec league baseball field? It's kind of the consistency of these burgers, so they weren't like top shelf beef, which kind of made the whole thing because it was just trashy baseball field burgers with goldfish on.
Well, that's normally the good
Awesome.
shit. But that's normally the good quality shit. The good tasting shit is when you have the you don't get the whole real deal, like real beef type bullshit that you get. And you like, and it's like, oh, this is actually really good. And you realize that it's like one of those microwave bag ones
Dude,
that they would sell at the vending machines.
This guy made a killing. I don't know why he would have ever stopped. There was a line. We'd wait for an hour for those things. And it's worth it because you're kind of drunk and you need something to soak up the alcohol. And so you're like,
it's kind of like how Paradise Park was for us.
Right. But I'm pretty sure if you had like a goldfish cheeseburger during the day, it probably wasn't good. But at nighttime, it was shit.
You know, that's how it was in Paradise Park. I hated the food during the day, but after I had some few drinks,
man, okay,
it was like It's time for me to chow down on this.
Dude, you know where we went the other week was we scooted down and we went to Robert's. And we all had Robert's cheeseburgers and like fried pickles and onion rings and it just reminded me like the old days. It was awesome.
Oh man!
And I think we all drank Natty Lights just to like get the experience.
See, I won't do that.
Just to get the experience.
Nope, I won't do that.
I can't go back.
I can't do Natty Light. I won't do Natty Light. I refuse to do Natty.
Hey, I'm not saying it was good. It just reminded me of the good old days, you know.
What are you smoking over there?
I don't know. What am I smoking?
I think you're smoking the Espada.
Yeah, Espada.
The Espada.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm crushing this thing.
Yeah, he is.
I'm going to taste it all day tomorrow.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You are going to taste it. Hopefully you won't call Doin like, hey, I'm very nauseous and woozy today.
Nah. I can handle it.
Because Doin, man, so Doin had a medium one time. We didn't know it was a medium. So I think it was also a mental preparedness type thing. And he called me the next day, and we were just talking, and he's like, man, I didn't feel good when I got home. I felt really woozy and nauseous last night when I got home. I'm like, what?
No, I was fucked up.
Sure that wasn't
No.
booze?
No. It was
I don't think I've ever felt like that from a cigar.
I've only had once, and it wasn't a mild or medium cigar. It was a very bold, strong cigar, and you have to lay down.
Yeah.
Like you got to lay down after you have it, and it's just like because if you don't, you can't function.
Man, I don't think I've ever felt that.
It's just that strong.
Yeah, it was strong.
It's just that strong.
I just wasn't ready.
No, he wasn't ready. What you
Looking
got
like
over
a
there?
Damn fool.
Oh, man, I'm smoking this thing over here. Hey, first of all, let me tell y'all, I done graduated from the mild up to this medium joint
After I called him
How's
out
it
on
treating
it.
you?
Yeah, after everybody done called me out on it. But this thing right here is called a hair of the dog. And this hair of the dog, man, is actually pretty damn smooth. So I'm actually really, really happy with it right now. I might be complaining about it tomorrow, but that's tomorrow. We ain't going to talk about that shit. But you know what? This shit's good right now.
I don't think you're gonna complain. I don't think you'll be complaining about it tomorrow. I think you'll be good tomorrow.
I'll be good tomorrow.
You
man.
ate something tonight.
I ate something
That was.
tonight.
I think that's also the issue. Is that
Yeah.
you smoked on an empty stomach.
I did. I was, ooh.
Yeah, you smoked on an empty stomach. You can never smoke on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
That's why I got some chicken at home right now. I'm waiting.
Uh-oh. We just had a little
Man.
True Food. You been to True Food yet?
No,
Ooh, you got to try some True Food. It's over in Green Hills.
really.
Have you tried that?
I haven't had that.
Man, I don't know where it's from. I think it might be L.A.,
Uh-huh.
but it's real good. It's kind of casual, and it's just like real healthy food, but it's all done really well.
Really?
And they make some killer drinks. You like tequila drinks, so
I
you
love
need to go over
tequila.
there and try. They have a mezcal drink, and they also have like a really great kind of like citrus margarita thing. It's all like real fruit
You're
muddled
speaking
in it.
my language.
Man,
You're
it's real good.
Speaking my language over
It's
there.
good. Man, I got a Marg recipe that right now that is so dialed. And my wife and I lost a bunch of weight a couple years ago. I lost like 60 pounds, and I probably gained 10 of it back in margaritas this summer just from it's so good. I got it dialed. You got to come have one of those.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm down with that.
I'm down with that,
need,
too.
We need to make that happen.
I've been making them on the road on this tour, this FGL tour, and dude, we've gotten to the point where like when we get out on the road, all the stuff I need is there for the Margs.
You might end up having to put something in the bar.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I've been making it for everybody.
That's like Miranda Lambert doing her. She has her she calls it Randaritas.
Miranda Rita.
Have you had one?
Oh yeah.
How good are they?
Man.
Are they that good?
I had her make me one night on tour, and they're awesome. Yeah, they don't taste like they have any alcohol in them.
That's what I've been told. Like they'll sneak up on you quick.
Well, I mean, think about putting Crystal Light in water. How good it is. If you put it in booze, it's no different. It just tastes like Crystal Light.
Wow. So, what's your advice to up and coming songwriters, up and coming producers that just moved to Nashville?
I mean, this is like corny advice, but it's the best advice that I've heard, and it's just write a lot and say yes to everything until you have enough shit going on where you don't have to say yes to everything. And that's what I did. I was writing like 3 songs a day. Anybody that wanted to write, I said yes. And anybody that wanted me to produce something, I'd say yes. You know, until something started popping or until I really dialed something in, I just needed to.
Right.
Like I said, it's like a driving range. I just needed to swing, you know?
Right.
And so that's the biggest thing that I did that I benefited from. And I feel like it helped me.
Right.
It dialed me in on like what my thing was, you know?
Right.
and being a good hang and like being able to do this with people and go to the bar or go to whatever and be able to hang with people and people like you goes a lot further than you'd think, just because when I think about people to work with, I think about people that I enjoy working with,
Right.
And so I think that I'm not alone in that either.
That's very true.
But I do think that coming out of your bubble a little bit, it's like the people in town that are heavy hitters are all that way. They're all big personalities, and
I don't think that you can make it in this industry being an introvert. Well, you can't. But I mean, like you have to have the ability to be an introvert, but also being able to turn that off, turn that part of your personality off, and turning on the extrovert, even if you have to fake it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because
Light switch.
yeah, you
might could have something happen, but like at just a consistent level.
Yeah.
Because what it really translates to is you make people feel comfortable.
Right.
And when you're comfortable, it breeds creativity,
Right.
And so like when you're a good vibe and you just have fun and you like kind of make that goal number one, every time I've ever had anything big happen has been because of that. You know what I mean? Like think about the Chris thing I was telling you. He enjoyed working together. We had fun.
Right.
I never, I wasn't a bad vibe in the room. We just tried to roll and write songs that we liked,
Right.
And I don't know. It's simple advice, but the guys that I really watched crush it in town, that's kind of their MO. They outwork everybody and they're good vibes,
You gotta outwork everybody.
Have to.
Yeah.
You have to outwork everybody in the room.
Oh man, I'm the first one on the building every morning, dude.
Man.
You better believe it. And I'm one of the last. I was the
One of
last one to leave today. Yeah.
You gotta be.
Yeah.
You gotta be. You gotta have that work ethic to make it in this industry.
Man.
Actually, in any industry, really and truly.
Yeah.
But you gotta be that person that first one in, last one out. Make it happen.
Everybody wants a shortcut. There's not really a shortcut that I've found. If there is, then I missed it. I drove past the shortcut.
There's no shortcuts at all.
No.
No.
It's grinding, man.
There's no shortcut.
Put your nose to it and it's grind.
And if you do, and here's the thing is that if you do get a shortcut and then you start become successful really quick, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to end up plateauing at some point.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be another level for you to go to because you've already made it to the top of the game.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. I kind of like it when you have like, what was I? What did I said? I think I said in one episode. I said I'm into the baking, not the microwaving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you baking something, you taking that time and you seasoning it and you taking the time of 30 minutes to an hour or whatever, however long it's going to take to cook it. We're going to say a ham, so like an hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of putting something in the microwave that takes like 3 minutes to cook.
Yeah.
And it's quick, fast, in a hurry. No.
Man, you're right. That's a good way to put it.
And
I like that.
It's a slow build.
And let me tell you this, y'all. Crowder got that Lowry salt, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. He got that Lowry salt and that garlic powder on there.
Man, okay.
Old Bay.
Yeah, the Old Bay. It's working out. It's working out. Man, I want to thank you for coming because we're going to sit here and hang for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Heck yeah,
I want to thank you for coming and thank you for doing this. This
Dude,
has been
thank y'all.
really great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you were literally. He told me today. He's like, when y'all told me this, he goes, let's make this happen as soon as possible.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's kind of fun. I'm like cigars and whiskey and hanging with my dudes. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So this has been fun.
Yeah, man.
This has been fun. It's very laid back. It's very laid
what's
back.
up.
I never said that I was smoking a diesel.
Is that what you're smoking? A diesel?
It's brand new. It's a diesel whiskey row.
Ooh.
It's brand new. I came in here the day before we went to record Richard Tatum.
Yeah.
And I saw they had just put them out in the humidor here in Casa de Monte Cristo. And I'm like, I got to try that next time in here. And so she remembers, she's like, I can't remember which one it was. And she walked past, she goes, I think it was a diesel. And I'm like, I think it was too.
Yeah.
And this is like it's really smooth. I purposely stopped smoking it because I figured we're going to hang out for a little bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and light it up and smoke it again.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Yeah.
It's really good. But seriously, what's your Instagram handle so everybody
Corey
can follow?
Crowder, Corey, and then Crowder, Crowder. Like Crowder Peas.
Like
Crowder Peas.
That's right.
Crowder Peas.
Oh, dude, don't say that up north. I was like, it's Corey and then Crowder like Crowder Peas, and they're like, what's that?
What the hell's a Crowder?
What's
You know
a
what?
Crowder
It's
Pea?
like that's like my last name is Koger. And everyone thinks that it's Kroger, and I'm like, I'm from Philadelphia, so it's like, what the hell's a Kroger? For all my life, I was like, what the hell's a Kroger? Had no idea, and I finally moved down here. I'm like, oh, That's a Kroger.
Dude, I was just in Philly.
Were you really?
We had what's the famous Philly cheese place?
Please don't tell me you went to Tony and Luke's or something.
No.
Did you go to Pat's?
Our after show food was
Yeah,
Pat's.
you went to Pat's.
Yeah, our after show food was Pat's.
It's not the best one,
but it was
good. It's good.
It was good.
The Pat's and Geno's are the
Geno's is what we had.
Geno's.
No. Geno's is what we had.
well, because they're across the street from each other.
Yeah, Geno's and it came in it looked like pizza boxes.
Yeah.
But they were like all wrapped up.
Yeah. So Geno's and Pat's are the infamous on Infamous Street where Rocky ran doing his lap in the movie.
Cool.
To the museum. So that's how they kind of became famous. But if you ever go back to Philly, which I'm sure you will because Chris plays there
Oh yeah.
often. He
Yeah.
just did XTU anniversary show up there. Go to Jim's on South Street.
Okay.
4th and South.
All right.
It's across the street from a 2-story
I'm gonna hit you up
Starbucks.
before I go and get that.
Yeah. It's on South Street. Like South Street has all clubs, bars. They even have a store called Condom Kingdom that has different kind of things. Seriously. It has
Dang.
all these different kind of condoms in it. I never been in it. I just passed it by.
They
but
got the ticklers.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Well, that's like truck stop.
Exactly.
That's the bathroom where it's like the mystery
The
package.
mystery package is coming out.
75
Is this
cents.
going to
75
this,
cents.
this is going to work?
Yeah.
This shit gonna break.
Hey, what is this?
Wow, that topic went off with a deep end on that one.
oh man.
But seriously, thanks for coming. It's been
Yeah.
fun.
Thank you.
This is another episode of Smoking Section.
Another one.
Follow us on Smoking Section Podcast
Holla at
on
us.
Instagram.
Okay.
Smoking X Section on Twitter. Twitter. Yeah.
You on that Twitter game?
He-
Man, I'm tweeting.
I hadn't checked the Twitter
Man,
and I hadn't tweeted in a long time.
And there it is. And there it is. We're going to end on that note. I haven't checked the Twitter. I haven't tweeted.
Yeah.
Tweeted.
Tweet.
I'm with tweeting.
There's another episode here at Casa de Monte Cristo.
yes.
All right, we're out.
Peace.
Peace.